Hi, I'm Brittany Murphy from Geeks of Color. Hi, Susan. How are you doing today?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm great as well. So, my first question for you, obviously, a big part of being a superhero is putting on the costume. So, what was it like for you putting on the costume for the first time?
Well, I guess there were a lot of first times. The costume team did a deep dive, and it was a huge process of building the costume piece by piece. So I put on draft after draft after draft as they can play with different materials, different cuts, and different designs. So the first time that I put on the finished suits was a really, really amazing moment for me. I got a little teary-eyed. I really grew up with Storm.
I have Storm back there.
Oh, yes, yes. It was beautiful. I grew up with Storm. I don't know if you know like Cheetara from the ThunderCats.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So there was also, I think, one lady like gargoyle, but I didn't see like feminine women of color in a lot of those worlds. So to be someone who could represent that now was a pretty major moment for me. That was a moment like, it's real.
And speaking of that, what exactly was it about this character that drew you in, and why did it feel so important for you to play this character?
Well, again, just to have the chance, I feel like I felt blessed just to be in the position to have the opportunity to play her. And when Kripke was describing the character to me before the scripts had been written, he talked about someone in the position of having so much information, so much insight, and people not listening to that person. And I know what that feels like. I know a lot of my friends know what that feels like, especially as a woman of color bringing so much to the table, and often the table not being designed to listen and to take in all that we have to offer. So that kind of combination of loneliness and rage at being underestimated, I could connect to that.
And that was one thing I really loved about your character was that there's so many times throughout the 8 episodes of this season where, she is undermined or people aren't listening to her. But I really loved that there was this assertiveness, like she still said it like it was. She still gave all of her information. So I was just wondering, when you were playing this character, was there anything you learned about yourself in this process?
So much. I think, how do I say this? Like not letting other people's behavior determine my behavior. People are going to be who they are. There's a certain kind of radical acceptance, I think Sage gave me, that people are going to be exactly who they are. That doesn't have to determine my behavior. And so watching her kind of slyly create situations for people to react in a way that she can expect because they're who they are, it kind of gave me a certain freedom in my life to not feel that kind of pressure at all. I don't have to organize anything for anybody, anywhere, anytime, to let them be exactly who they are. So I can be me.
Was there any particular moment or scene throughout the season that you really enjoyed tackling?
And the one that sticks out, that first, without giving any spoilers, that first crowd scene in episode 1, where we kind of see the first time all of the pieces that Sage has put together come together in one moment, and you realize, she meant for it to go exactly like that. That was really fun because I remember reading it, and then to be able to live it out and have it all go exactly as the writers planned was really satisfying.
And your character has a lot of moments with Valerie's firecracker character. And again, not to give any spoilers, but there's so many, moments of them, the two of them talking with each other. So I was just wondering, what was it like creating that rapport and creating those scenes with Valerie?
Valerie's an incredible actress. I got to work with her years ago on The Followings. It was great to meet up with her again on this set. And it was kind of a bit of kind of giving a range of how much to Sage show her cards, how much of a show is she putting on to create rapport, with Firecracker. So it was it was a constant experimentation so that we could give a lot of different versions to the editors, and then they can put together what they decided to go with.
And my last question for you is just, how do you hope that others, specifically women of color, receive Sage?
You know, for every different person out there, there's gonna be a different interpretation. They're gonna see something different. So I would say, take whatever you need. Take whatever you need, whether it's permission to say the thing that normally you would keep inside, or if it's encouragement to feel less pressure to organize other people. Because I feel like a lot of times women of color feel the need to like take care of everybody and create create a space where everybody feels okay. And maybe there's some freedom in not taking responsibility and letting people do what they're gonna do.
Thank you so much for your time, and you are amazing on the show. So I look forward to seeing more of Sage.
So much.